Hello folks, how is it going? Yeah, I just put a message. I've got spoilers on the whiteboard for the Blues Waratahs and the Chiefs and Brumbies game, so I'm literally about to move my body out the way of the whiteboard. If you don't want to know those results, please skedaddle now, and I might catch you on a replay or something. But yep, we're about to sit down and watch the Reds and the Crusaders. The Reds guys are about to come out on the field. The Crusaders are already out there and waiting. All right, here we go. This is the third game of the weekend. The score at the moment, hey Ducks mate, is 0-0. We haven't started yet. Mate, says Simon, hit the 30s club yesterday. Well done, man. It's been a wee while since I did that, but happy birthday for yesterday. Had several bottles of rum gifted to me by colleagues, catching up on those today. Crusaders, Reds, Sharks, Storms, Bulls, Lions. Sounds like a good night for you, mate. Well done. Ellard missed the Tars game. I was at the Tars game, man. I was at the Tars game against the Blues. Pretty lopsided, unfortunately. Goodness me, look at that lighting. Novmum, will we see an upset? Hopefully not, Novmum. Is that light? Anyway, I'll just leave it. How's everybody doing? This is the third game. This is the final chance for an Aussie team this week to get a win. Who are we picking? Ellard, yes, the whiteboard is back with a vengeance. I figure I'll do the video straight after the game is done. That way I can write the whiteboard up as we go. Time saver. Kickoff has happened. We are 10 seconds into the first half. Hopefully I am behind most of you. As always, if I am behind, and other people may also be behind, no spoilers in the chat, please. You can tell us to watch the screen. Not just for tries, because then that's kind of a semi-spoiler in itself, but for anything you think is worthy of a look. Sam, how was Eden Park? It was pretty quiet, man. It was pretty quiet, to be honest. A bit chilly. Not a big crowd at all. Not a big crowd at all. But I hadn't been for ages, so it was good to get out there. It seems to work, so I'll drop a 50 if the Reds get up and win, JP. There you go. Here's to a Reds victory. And $50 dues. Anyway, I'm just hoping for a good game. Because pretty comfortable. You know, when the closest game is 21 points. Let's have something a bit tighter than all that, please. Alaram, man, how is it going? Bear with me a second. I think my light is too dim. Right, let's suck her up. There we go. Can hardly see. Excusez-moi. Score prediction, I had the I had the Crusaders by a narrow score. TMO is already having a look at something here. It looks like the Reds have lost the ball as they got close to the line. Good start for them. Can see part of the game. Yeah, I just noticed that was down there, eh? It was down there. I just adjusted the angle. Thank you, Novmum. Just in case. Anthony says, hey Mark and everyone chat, say this to make it 10 for the New Zealand teams. They are certainly the favourites, mate. My score prediction was, if I open my CHIvBRU, I believe it was the Crusaders by less than 10. Reds have been held up, so there's going to be a goal line dropout if you are watching the game or not. I picked the Crusaders by 10, actually. There you go, by 10. Like a minute ahead, too long to delay the video, but those game spoilers aren't a bother for you. A minute behind, bloody hell, that's massive. Oh, I need to move the whiteboard again, loved one. There it is, a little bit in the corner. Eh? It's a balance between finding a spot with no light in the corner and no game in the corner. I think we should be safe with that. If Sanzar can police that, bloody hell, then that's brutal. That's hardly showing the game. The field is not looking the best. It is looking particularly parched, isn't it? Has it been bad weather in Queensland or something? Just unseasonably dry. We're 2 minutes and 40 in. It's down the other end of the field now. The Crusaders are hot on attack. The Reds could certainly do with not conceding points in the first 5 minutes. Ideally, not conceding first points at all. 8 NRL games there last weekend. Bloody hell. 8 NRL games on one field. Was it some kind of Super Sunday or something? Field looks like a wreck after the NRL Magic round. Okay, poor groundsman, eh? That poor groundsman. Dunshea out on the wing. Oh, he's lost it. After 5 phases, the Crusaders have knocked it on. Will we have a scrum or will the ref play the advantage? We'll play the scrum. Let's see how these two sides match up at scrum time. LOD, saw that earlier actually. 150 points to the Crusaders, you reckon? Hopefully it's a bit closer than that. Sam, I will mention the time when it comes back on the screen. It's just disappeared. I'm at 3:45 right about now. Everyone's got Crusaders by 17. The Magic round, Sam. The Magic round. Why Magic round? Interesting. Interesting bit of marketing. That'll be the scoreline when the Tars play the Crusaders next week. Next week over in New South Wales. Yes. Novum, I think they had a pretty good ticket drive. Champions, they should be able to get a good crowd in. Watch up, says nice food takeaways. What are we watching? I'm still at 4:30. It's scrum time. Justin's got the Crusaders by 10. Exactly the same as me, mate. I like the way you think. I had a Magic round on Sunday night in Brisbane last week. JP, do we want to know what that means? The innuendo is real. Here come the Reds. 5 minutes and oh no. Oh, brutal. It's pretty much right on 5 minutes. Loose ball, and the Crusaders do not need a second invitation. Bloody hell, Richie Moonga. Why was there no crowd at Eden Park? I don't know, Schlanger, mate. I guess because people don't care about the Aussie games. Maybe that's true. Like, there's no travelling fans. Basically, I can't imagine many people came over from Australia for the game. Moonga try after Reds scrum own 22. Loose ball. Gather and trot. Let's go with trot over. Pretty brutal for the Reds. Whoa. Whoa, my screen just went black. Are you still there? The screen says you're still there. My screen just went black. Very scary. South Hawks, man. How you going? Is your weekend going as good today as it was yesterday? It's 7 points to 0. And it's that man, Richie Moonga, on 5 minutes. I'm still here. Good to know, JP. Got with 3 different ladies and got told I was pretty by a gay man. That's a fun night. That's a fun night. Definitely a fun night. Didn't know. I thought that was more of a GC thing than a Brisbane thing, but there you go. Live and learn. Moonga trot equals me sprinting as fast as possible. Exactly. Very true. No one's Eden Park because New Zealand fans don't care about the BLUvWAR, says James. Sad but true. I honestly think that's part of it. Crowd numbers were dipping for the Aotearoa games. And this competition, with how lopsided it is, I don't think has the buy-in yet. Plus no travelling fans. Anyone not a fan of the Crusaders jersey? They've gone with white for a few years now, actually, yeah. But they showed some pre-match clips of Will Jordan, and he was wearing a jersey a couple of years ago before they changed the logo, and that one was alright. Decent. I will write a note about the crowd, because I've actually just really been paying attention to it just now, and that is a very good crowd. Awesome weekend, South Hawks. There you go, good man. Sam, was it you to ask me what beer I was drinking? I'm drinking Tilly's, man. I'm just nursing these suckers. I haven't been having them much through the week, so I've still got a bit of a supply. Oh, and the Blues regretting letting go of Ihai. I don't think so, because he wasn't that good with us. We obviously didn't coach him very well, and he didn't reach his full potential. That's old Ihai West, and Owen is asking because he is playing for these guys in the final of finals tomorrow, New Zealand time. And he's just been on absolute fire. He has been amazing. Whereas with the Blues, he was always pretty inconsistent, frustrating. Paddy Wagon's back. Don't know if he'll ask if you're sick. If you're sick, man, get some rest. Watch the game on demand tomorrow. Avoid social media. Nice Food says there's a lot of kick-in. There has been a fair bit of kick-in, but at least we're still within a score. God knows how big, aka small, the stream will be at the end of this competition. Let's hope not. What time is Bowden's team playing? I think that's tomorrow for us here in NZ. Probably evening for you, Justin? I'm not sure. JP, I'm going to leave that comment for you and Alad to, you can continue that in the chat. But it sounds interesting. Am I doing the game tomorrow, James? It's on at about 3:40 in the morning, so I think I'll get up and watch it delayed. I don't think I'll stream it. I'll be knackered. Oh, Justin, you're in New Zealand. Oh, okay. Then I'm not actually sure, bro. It's on Sky Go's app. I think it was like midday. I don't know. Watch up, says Nice Food. All right, we're watching up. It's the Reds with the ball again. Last time the Reds had the ball and you guys said watch up, it ended up being Crusaders try. Blackadder's squirming out the way. Jock with a cross kick to Vunivalu. Oh no, Whanganuka got it. That field is really looking gross, isn't it? We need a night out somewhere. Says JP. Yeah. Where are we going to meet though? Oh, Moonga again. Are you kidding me? Oh, and it's across to Reese. And he's going to get there. Far out. Goodness gracious me, folks. It's another try to the Crusaders. I am way behind Nice Food. Maybe I'll reboot the stream and see if it... I'll close that one, open it back up and see if that gets me back any closer. Still just showing a replay of Reese. Reese went over for a try. Morgan with a huge line break. Offload from Ethan Blackadder. Tate McDermott can't get him initially. Jock Campbell's got the 2-on-1 to mark. He goes for Moonga. And Reese just beats Jock on the outside. Tough. Promise you return you to Mrs. 2 cents in one piece. She will be relieved. Oh, man. I actually did leave her at home alone today, but I took the kids with me to meet my mate. And so she had the house to herself, but then I did ditch her with the kids while I went to watch the rugby, so kind of works out, doesn't it? Who's going to win the next Rugby World Cup, White Flame? All Blacks? I'll go with All Blacks. France. Maybe France. It's France's time. Mo'unga has kicked it. We are 14 points. 14 points up. After not quite 14 minutes. Which is looking pretty brutal. Wales, says Alec. Yeah, it could be Wales. Could be Wales. Pivac, man. Reece Zammit will be on absolute form by then. Oh my God, says South Hawks. Watch up, says Nice Food. Okay, this is a bit scary. Kickoff. Will Jordan gets clobbered by Salakai Aloto. But the Crusaders have still got the ball. Eno, Whanganuku. Maybe it's going to be a red strike this time. James O'Connor. Kicks. Oh man, it's loose ball. Maybe it's going to be a red... Oh, are you kidding me? Another intercept? No. How many intercepts are the Reds going to gift? But they did D up and stop that break. Oh my God. Victoria, how's it going? Kakana says, bet your Kiwis wish you didn't ditch the Saffers. God. It's 19 points in 14 minutes, folks. McDermott throws an intercept pass to Havili. Crusaders go through what, like 2-3 phases? Douglas and then Grace. May have a whitewash, says Novmum. It's looking most likely. This looks like you woke up to a hiding, Shonak. Yeah, I haven't even put the most recent try on the board yet because I'm waiting for the conversion. Goodness gracious me. Clinical, says James. They only need one chance, eh? Ella says, boom for the like button. Yes, if you are on the stream, do drop the stream a like. That stuff always helps. See, the Reds are luring the Crusaders into a false sense of security. Indeed. Josh says the Crusaders are clinical. Absolutely. Is he going to get the conversion? And it's 21 points to 0. Hey. Goodness me, folks. This is tough. They're interviewing Will Guinea. Get him on the field. Get him on the field. 5-0 after tonight. Yeah. Stalio reckons they might as well just call the entire tournament. Really thought the Brumbies would provide a challenge for the Chiefs. Totally unacceptable. Defence coach needs a lawsuit filed against them. It was a big time letdown after last week, mate. They pushed the Crusaders genuinely, but yeah, they were poor. They were really quite poor. 5-0 after tonight, says Amaric. I would say I can't see any other result from that one. My Crusaders by 10 is also looking naively optimistic for the Reds at this point. Oh, imagine if the Tars win next week. Ella, you're a good guy because you're an optimist. You're definitely an optimist. Be the biggest upset in world rugby, and the Tars should drop out and claim to forever be the best, kind of like last try wins. Yep. Trans-Tasman is a joke. It's not even entertaining. Oh, yeah. You need to have closer games than 40 points to 19, 48-21. That's going to get people disengaged. And Ellen's 150 is looking good indeed. This is just sad, says Jay. Brad Thorne's going to have these guys' guts for garters at the moment. The Super BLUvWAR exciting. Yeah. Hidings aren't going to be good for New Zealand rugby in the long run. Exactly right, Victoria. It's good for nobody to see hidings like this every week. But this game does have a while to go. I'm just wanting to look up what the defensive stats are for the Reds right now. I can't imagine it's very good. 68% tackles. Jeez. Not good. Not good. Flesh and mate, how's it going? It's going. The Reds are getting a bit of a hiding. We're not even at 21 minutes. I'm at 18:41 and it's 21-0. Not a good look. Not a good look. The Aussie teams are like Italy at the present. Yeah. Steve says Aussie rugby is just a joke at the moment. It's disappointing. Because the AU competition was genuinely entertaining. I quite enjoyed it. But they haven't carried any form across, seemingly. Do I have enough whiteboard for potential try scorers? Interestingly, Alaram, I have usually been writing try scorers here. But after seeing these two results, I decided to write to the side because I think if I used this territory, she'd be getting a wee bit crowded. Oh, I haven't even updated the try scorers. Thank you, Rory. Mate, you are very much correct. I'm supposed to be doing this as I go. Reese, thank you for the reminder. Reese was on 11. And then it was Grace, wasn't it? Grace was on 14. Like the stream, says James. Yes, bro. Please do like it. If you're here, the YouTube algorithm loves a like. I did my best to big the Aussies up. I genuinely like watching the games, eh? And I genuinely didn't think the gap was this much. And there's still 3 rounds to go. 15 more games. But last week's not looking like a fluke, is it? Look up, says James. Here come the Crusaders. Whanganuku's running down the left wing. He gets brought down on the Reds 22. Drummond gets it. Oh no, Whitelock's in space. 6 meters out. Drummond. Will Jordan. I keep forgetting Blackhead is at 7 today. He's involved in everything. Moonga, Jordan, Havili. He can't beat 3 tacklers and score. He's finally driven back by Stewart, but they're 3 meters out. Drummond and Blackheader gets one. Surely he's over. He's held up. Whoa. Jack, man, good to see you. The Crusaders just got held up. Surely they couldn't go down that many points that soon. It's McDermott that gets in the way. I did the watch up to you. Yeah, I forgot. I was talking to Alaron on Twitter, and being at the game, I actually wasn't behind the action for a while. I was actually ahead, funnily enough, being at the game. So I was dropping spoilers. Ethan Blackhead will be a bolter for the All Blacks, says James. He has been in phenomenal form this season. It's absolutely true. Would the gap be this much, you reckon, if we had played 2 super seasons without COVID? remember in the 2020 season, the gap wasn't that bad, was it? So maybe it's one of those. What is that saying about steel sharpens steel? Maybe that's it. That the New Zealand sides have been smacking each other up, and it's been keeping us sharp, whereas the Aussie guys have gone off the boil a little bit. I don't know. Alex, man, any update on New Zealand bringing another Super Rugby team, and where will it be? Alex, nah, there's no news on us bringing in a new Super Rugby team for a New Zealand team. The closest one is the Moana Pacifica side, which will initially, anyway, be based in New Zealand. But the selection criteria for that team is that they need to have 80% of their players who are eligible to play for either Fiji, Tonga, or Samoa. So if you're eligible... Well, if you've played for the All Blacks, you will be one of the 20% players. Kind of, you know what I mean? Like one of the quota players, if you want to call it that. So, but there'll be a load of guys who'll be eligible for both, to be fair. Like if Fakatava signed for them, he's eligible for Tonga now. And if he waits a year or so, he'll be eligible, or two. He'll be eligible for the All Blacks. So, yeah, I don't know how it's going to work. But anyway, cheers, man. Appreciate that. It's not a genuine extra New Zealand team, but it will kind of be. Yeah. Honestly, at this point, adding New Zealand teams would balance things out to spread the talent. Perhaps add a team in Tasman or Hawke's Bay. Yeah, we definitely have enough talent to supply another team, I would say. Yeah, I don't know. Having to split talent over 5 teams is what is affecting the Aussies against the New Zealand teams. Yeah, interestingly, JP, when they kept expanding, I was a fan of the expansion because I thought it's only going to grow the game because you'll get more guys getting game time at this level. But I don't think that logic's right. I don't think it's worked. How does this final get worked out? Flesh in, they're going to take the top 2 teams. They're going to play 5 rounds. And then whoever finishes 1 and 2, they're going to play a final. And I believe it's at the ground of whoever finishes number 1. Aussie teams need to man up and think about what Dave Rennie is thinking about. The massive gap between the countries is real. Shame. It's good to be a Kiwi, though. Bit of good news for the Aussies there is that the Reds maul defence just managed to cut the Crusaders' play. So the Crusaders haven't scored for about 7 minutes. So, yeah. They've held up Blackadder and they've had a bit of maul D. So there you go. Maybe they're stopping this early momentum. We've got the talent for another team, but do we have the supporters willing to attend? Yeah, that's a good question, Victoria. Probably not. We have enough struggles probably with 5, really. We can't get sellout crowds at any of them, so... It's a long-term play. You're right, it gives more match time to the guys. Oh, sorry, April, I'm sitting in the way. It's 21-0. But it'll take a long time to get to fruition. Yeah, and in the short term, it's not doing the game any good, eh? Do not expand. It will lower the quality for the Kiwi teams, and the Six Nations and South Africa teams will move ahead by quite a bit. Yeah, I think we're kind of happy with 5. I think it fits pretty well. Simon wants to see the Blues in the limelight. You and me both, man. I'm still waiting. 21 points to 0 after 27 minutes. O'Connor has been quiet. Yeah, they haven't had any ball down the Crusaders' end, to be fair. I thought it would be a New Zealand team versus an Aussie team in the final, Randy. I don't think so. That's not my understanding. I believe it's just the 2 top teams, because then can you imagine if no Aussie teams got a win and then one of them was in the final? I think there'd be another outcry. So, no, I think it's just the 2 top teams. Union ain't going so well in Australia, says D Jennings. But I remember that. Remember they've got NRL, AFL. Yeah, exactly. It's a much more competitive sports market in Australia compared to New Zealand. 27 minutes, 55 seconds. Someone's just said Richie's going to go in again. Is it true? Tell me you're just trying to deflect me. It's a Crusader scrum. Drummond, bounce pass, Richie. Oh my God. Even when they muck it up, they still score. Even when they mess it up, they still score. Yeah. Crusaders, 5 metre scrum. Big Drummond pass. But it's a bouncer. And then Mo'unga. Just goes on the outside. It's just too easy. That's poor. That one's piss poor. Looks like they're playing 15v14. It does, but it's in fact 15 on 15. Mo'unga. There we go. Saves me a bit of ink. Just have to write a number. Let's hope for a final at Eden Park. Randy, if there's a final at Eden Park, I will go. I will definitely go. Looks like the Reds have already thrown in the towel, says Grant. What's haircut doing, man? Yeah. The only other countries that have competitive sports market are the US and Ireland. I suppose that's probably true. Most countries seem to have that one super dominant sport, eh? Luke says Dave Rennie's going to be having nightmares. I still think he can pick a competitive team. He just doesn't have the same depth to choose from. 28 points to 0. It's been half an hour now, though, so the Crusaders are slacking off. They're behind a point a minute. I'm on the other side of the world. I shouldn't be bothered what's going on, but yeah, even you're worried and annoyed with the Aussies kicking at me. I know. I'm a Kiwi, and I should want the Aussies to be getting ground into the dust, but no. I can see a bigger picture than that. We need the Aussies to be doing better than this. It's just different levels, says South Hawks, pretty much, eh? It's just guys on a different level. Who's winning, La Rochelle or Toulouse? I hope La Rochelle win it because they've never won it before. If there's a final between a team which has never won it and a team which has won it, I will back the team that's never won it because there's something for the supporters of that team to finally get there. Like, that's a great feeling, right? When your team finally does it. Simon says it's just not enjoyable when you know who's going to win each week. Exactly, man. There's no tension. It's just kind of going through the motions. How many scores are they going to get? It's I mean, you can get that at the World Cup, right? You'll see Namibia take on the All Blacks, and you know they're going to get a hiding. But at least that's that's a once every 4 years thing. A few teams you'll see that you never usually get to see play. They'll get smacked around a bit. But it's good to see them get a chance at that level. But it's not week in, week out. Is there a game in Hamilton next weekend, Alaran? The Chiefs are playing away to the Reds in Townsville. So I don't think so. Want to see the Waratahs play the All Blacks? It'd be 100-0, you reckon? With Namibia, we used to watch Burger. Yeah, that's true. Tackle machine. God, he was brutal. 32 minutes, 45 seconds. It's a scrum. It's the Reds feed. It's getting turned around the corner. The ball came out, but it's a Reds scrum penalty. I guess the Crusaders guys weren't pushing straight there. Got to go forward before you can go anywhere else. The Wallabies will get whipped up by France in their series coming up. James, it'll be interesting to see what kind of team Gaultier selects. I have a sneaking suspicion he may send a similar team to his Autumn Nations Cup team, which is still bloody strong, but maybe without some of his big guns. I don't know. They tend to do that for this time of the year, but we'll see. I genuinely think Will Skelton could instantly make an Australian 10% better. You can't make size like him. He's a rare breed. Him and Rory Arnold was their best lock when he was playing for them as well. His numbers were phenomenal. Chiefs versus Rebels on the 5th of June, Alaran. Is that right? 5th of June. What time is the game? Is it 7 o'clock? Look up, says Schlanger. We've got the Reds down their end of the field. So maybe the Reds are going to get some points. Get on the board before halftime. You got advantage. McDermott gives it to Wilson. Looks like a knock on, but maybe not. Was that playing Gamosa? McDermott snipes, and he's got the ball down, surely. But they've got to check for a knock on potentially there. Is he going to give that or what? What's going on? Shonak says, oh man, what's the deal? I think the Chiefs versus Rebels is 4:30. Really? Maybe I can convince my missus to go for a trip down to Hamilton. That's surely touching the line there. It's just grazed it. Robert says, gotta be. JP says, is the haircut short? That looks like it touches the line, right? TMO is going to have a look. In my notes, I'm just writing Mick D. He is the Mick D. That touches the line, right there. Shout me a ticket. Even better reason to go. I will speak to my missus. What day was it? 5th of June. Chiefs v Rebels. 5 June. There we go. Just be aware, if I go, I'll probably want to walk around the stadium and take some videos. If I'm down, when in Rome, right? When in Rome. But yeah, was there a knock on? This is the phase that I was interested in because it looked like it knocked on from there, but Brendan Paengamosa picked it up before it hit the ground. I don't know. Please let it be a try. Where's the trivia, Randy? We'll do it at half time, eh? We'll do it at half time. Oh, it is a knock on. It did look like a knock on in real time, so I guess that's fair. Knock on and build up. Do you think the New Zealand teams can go a whole tournament without losing to an Australian team? Robert, I think it could happen, but I hope it does not happen. Deanna says, I wish the South African team stayed in Super Rugby. Would like to see a Champions League format, elevate the domestic competition like the Curry Cup. Yeah, man. We're clearly missing some of the South African teams, eh? Look at the Bulls right now. Honestly, I'd love to see the Bulls taking on some of these teams. Poor haircut, Grant. Yeah, man, he was given no try. Harry asks, wonder if this is streaming on any of the channels in Europe like Sky. I think if you're in the UK, mate, it's on Rugby Pass. So it's a paid extra service to subscribe to on top of all the other ones you've probably already got. I know people find alternative streams, but yeah, I don't have any links for those. If a New Zealand team loses, it'll be the Canes. Yeah, probably at the moment. Rainbow Cup stuff is nonsense. Look up. All right. We're looking up. If you're in North America, there's no way to watch it. Isn't it on Flow Rugby? I'm sure I saw a tweet about it. It's another service you've got to pay for. Right. It's a red scrum. 5 metres out. People are telling me to look up. Good things are going to happen here. It's a penalty. Quick tap from McDermott. This time, there is no doubt the haircut is over. 5 metre scrum. Reds. It wins a penalty. McDermott does the tap. And the Crusaders' defence is too slow. Which is not something you say very often. But at least they will be on the board. 7 points to 28. I'm gonna do it. Where's my pen? There it is. I'm just gonna write it up. It's not gonna change. I was supposed to write these here, wasn't I? Oh well. 36. There we go, on the board. Hoorah. Looking a bit healthier. Sporty in China. Is that a paid one, Simon, or is it free? Correct, it's on Flow Rugby, and Sky UK has no interest in rugby, only the Lions tour, says Simon. Yeah, it's only been on Rugby Pass as far as I'm aware. You're watching the Champions Cup final later on. It's stupid o'clock. Sophie, it's on at about 3:40. And given this game is going to finish at about nigh on midnight, I think I'll watch it on demand in the morning. Sad but true. Paid but not official, Simon. Okay, sounds very Chinese. If the Reds come back and win, I'll give you $10. I reckon your $10 is pretty safe, James, but let's go Reds. We've got about 2 minutes to go, and the Crusaders are already down the Reds half. They're going to have a line out. Grant doesn't know how haircut doesn't start for the Wallabies. He prefers Nick White, eh? I guess it just depends. Nick White's got a better box kick. Better maybe overall distribution game, but haircut's certainly your main man for giving the opposition defence problems. Big turnover from was it McCrate there, and they've won a penalty. Reds get out of jail. There you go. Charlotte, good morning. Thinking about Eden Park trip. I hope it was good and the scoreline. Sorry for answering that. No, the trip was good. I took the train in, which is an interesting one. It was kind of a pain because, like, I don't know if it's a pain. It's like a minor moan, but it's like if you buy a ticket to the game, public transport is free, right? But it doesn't say on your ticket, and I've got my ticket on my phone, that the public transport is free. So I get on the bus. And I'm like, oh, I'm just going to Eden Park. And the bus driver's like, this bus doesn't go to Eden Park. And I'm like, I know you don't go to Eden Park, but I'm going to Eden Park, so I don't have to pay for a ticket. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, I'm sure. What day is the game? It's today. And he's like, okay. Like, he didn't believe me at all. They have not told the drivers that people get free transport. The train guys knew on the train, because a bus to the train station, it's like only a few stops, and then take the train. The train guys knew. The bus guy did not know. The bus guy had no idea. He said, this bus does not go to Eden Park. I know. Right, we've got 20 seconds left in this first half. The Reds are just about up to halfway. McDermott's getting the ball out of the break. They've got advantage as well. Can they take a long shot at goal, or is it too far behind at 28 points to 7? They're going to play the advantage. Stewart takes the ball to the line and gets dumped by Sam Whitelock. Victoria does not miss Auckland transport. Yeah. We don't get free transport in Wellington for the games. This is a scam style, Leo. It is a scam. You should get free transport to the games. April 2 doesn't even have public transport where she's at. Yeah. It's good transport is free. Great plan. Sad the bus guy didn't know. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, I guess I put it into context of my old job. Like, sometimes my guys in my team wouldn't be up to play with, there's an outage in this system, so sometimes the customers knew more about it than we did. It happens, right? Not everybody reads their emails or gets the memo, so maybe he just didn't know. The fact that he didn't believe me is a little bit troubling. What do I look like? I'm trying to scam him out of like $2 bus fare? Come on, man. Anyway. Best thing about China is the transport. Absolutely, Simon. I miss the Chinese public transport system. It is both efficient, numerous, cheap, and yeah, just bloody good. There we go. It's half time. Half time. Randy wants the trivia. Randy will get the trivia. What time do I usually stay up to, Schlanger? I go to bed usually around about 11. Most days, but it'll be a bit later, obviously, with tonight's game. You do look like a rapscallion hooligan at 2 Cents Rugby. Interestingly, JP, once when I was in China, and Simon will attest to this, sometimes the buses get so crammed. Like in New Zealand, there's a certain point where the bus driver goes, nobody is allowed on because the bus is too full. That does not happen in China. That is like, if you can fit on, get on the bloody bus. I went to the front door of the bus and tried to tag on, but there were so many people that I just reached my hand through because I've got a long arm and tagged on, and then I went to the back of the bus, and that's quite common in China. If the front door is busy, get on at the back door. So I tagged on at the front, went to the back. The bus driver didn't see me, and he was like, hey, you need to, obviously in Chinese, you need to pay. And I was like, I already paid. And he's like, when? And I said, I put my arm over. He said, who did it for you? I said, I did it myself. He did not believe me. I swear to this day, that bus driver is probably telling people about that bloody foreigner who didn't pay for his bus fare. I paid for the bus fare. So something about me and bus drivers doesn't quite fit. Anyway, Naked Ref says, always fun flicking over when I'm completely focused on the game, seeing what bizarre conversations are going on. It's halftime, so there we go. Anyway. Trivia. What is the first golf major of the year? There you go. I have loads of bus stories. I know, April too. Something about me and buses. That's why you got your head stuck in the door. I know. The Masters, says Schlanger. You got it. Big time. Star Leo got it as well. Big time. The Masters. You got that face, mate. Channel's name is 2 Cents. I know, right? Yeah. I commuted into London for 6 weeks by tube and no one ever looked at each other, let alone spoke on the tube. That was weird. I suppose that's true. People never used to sit next to me on the bus either. I wasn't sure if it was my face. Like if you know, people get on the bus, they do that look, like, any seats? Shit, there's no empty seats. And then they have to make a decision. Who am I going to sit next to? Usually if it's a woman, they will find another woman to sit next to. That's just my gut feeling on it. I swear, like 90% of the time, I'm one of the last people they choose to sit next to. But then once I saw a really tall guy on the bus, and then I realized that because you're so tall, you don't leave the other person with that much space. So maybe it's just that they look at me and go, blah, he's got his legs all out over the place. So I don't know. Maybe. Randy never sits next to women. I try not to as well because they always... I don't know. I mean, there must be a lot of dodgy dudes out there because they always think you're doing something dodgy. I'd rather people not think I'm dodgy. Charlie says, "Sup, man? Blues game was good today." I didn't see you, man. I was having a look around when I saw that tweet. I was having a look, but I couldn't see you. You got the space then for looking like you do. I'd sit next to you on the bus, talk about rugby. There you go. Charlotte will sit next to me on the bus. Good. Good. Yeah, I used to have that when I would get off the bus. I think I might have told this one before, but I would get off the bus at the place I used to live. And the bus stop's on a main street, but then my house was on the first street on the left, which is a smaller street. And often if someone got off the bus in front of me and it was a woman and she went down the same street, I'd always be cursing, because I know as soon as I follow her down that small street, she's going to start thinking I'm following her, but I'm actually just going to my house. So their first instinct when they see me following her is to cross the road, but my house is on that side of the road. So eventually I would cross the road as well. Eventually I started just crossing the road first, so I could be like, look, I was here first. I'm on this side of the road. I'm not following you, I'm just going home. But I guess that kind of speaks to the world we live in, that the fact that there's a dude behind you who got off the bus makes you uncomfortable, means there's a lot of dodgy dudes out there. Anyway. Charlie was on the left of me in the middle. You're looking around too. Next time, mate. Next time. I was moving around actually in the second half. I went to take some videos and stuff. So yeah. But yeah, Simon, I honestly think that's a good move to preempt it. Too many times it happened. It's like they go, oh, guy got off behind me. Damn it. And then, oh, he's followed me onto the street. Damn it. Oh, he's following me onto this side of the street. What's wrong with this guy? Yeah. Don't know. Liam always crosses the road or waits a while if a woman is in front of him because he doesn't want to scare them. Yeah, exactly, April Tui. That's a thing. It's seriously a thing. Face it, 2 cents, you're a bus freak, says Jimmy. Yeah, I did have that experience. So thoughtful, thank you so much for being difficult. As a woman, not to feel threatened, not helped by the fact that you were stalked by a fellow medical student once. Yeah, exactly. I'm sure most women have got some story where some guy was a bit weird. Like, even some of my mates have been a bit weird around women. Like, nothing too serious, but it's like just, I don't know. So, yeah, people get a bit weird. Schlanger says that I was told by a bus driver that he would stab you if you didn't pay. Bus drivers don't get paid by the amount of people that get on the bus. They shouldn't be taking it that seriously. Maybe it's because I was eating Hawaiian pizza on the bus, JP. Let me grab another beer and I will get some more trivia. You know, there's a Hawaiian pizza in there, eh? Not joking. Not joking at all. Simon's going to stay on the stream, but switching to the Sharks game. I would say give me updates, but other people might want to watch the game later, so maybe don't give updates. Is Ioane a very common last name in New Zealand? Yeah, amongst Samoan guys, I believe. Pretty common. Show us the pizza, says Charlotte. It's in the fridge. Oh, we've had this question before. It's about the Olympics. How many countries competed? I'll get the pizza. Go on. It's one of those just like instant, chuck it in the oven. You need to put your own stuff on it. Okay. There's the pizza. See that? A Hawaiian. Go on, take a screenshot of that. And also got buzz bars. There you go. You can wash it down with a buzz bar. I promise those are mostly for the children, but I do eat the odd one. Unsubscribe, says Ella. There you go. Randy's soul just died. The very sight of it makes you sick. Oh, Charlie has missed out the pineapple on pizza conversations before. The cursed pizza. Charlie says, hell no, it doesn't belong. Simon says, grate some cheese on that bad boy. And some mayo. Exactly, Simon. You got to add your own toppings. That is true. And Novmum, yes, that's a buzz bar. It actually does look quite disgusting. You do need to grate some cheese on it. I put a little bit of tomato sauce, some like ham or some bacon or something like that. Some kind of deli meat on it. Jay Walker says, I went back and watched some of your older stuff and you really introduced yourself. You have a lot of new subs recently. Maybe you can tell people your name in the videos for newer fans. I suppose I could, Jay. I suppose I could. I kind of based my channel on this guy, the hockey guy. And I've talked to him before. He never introduces himself either. I guess I just kind of figured out who he was over time. I know his name's Shannon, but yeah. It's a good idea. Boom for that dislike button for the Hawaiian pizza. Pineapple doesn't belong on a pizza. It's just, don't worry, that's like supermarket ball pizza. There's not a lot of pineapple on there. Starlera hasn't had a buzz bar in yonks. The buzz bars were on special. Right. Let's have a look at the halftime stats. Because apart from pizzas and buzz bars, there is actually a game of rugby on. Halftime stats. Still says 33 minutes. Let's refresh that one. Halftime. Run meters, 146 to 204. Doesn't make that ugly reading for the Reds. Possession, 55-45 to the Reds. Territory, 50-50. So far, you'd think it's been a very even game. Clean breaks, 0 to 7. Now, that's where the game dies a little bit if you're a Reds fan. Because the Chiefs in their game against the Brumbies managed 8 clean breaks in the whole game. The Blues in their game managed 11 against the Waratahs, and it's only half time. The Crusaders have had 7, so that's pretty poor. Pretty poor. Tackling percentage is 75 for the Reds, 78 for the Crusaders, so neither is that flash, to be fair. Shannon has pretended that he knows Michael Bublé. What's a buzz bar? A buzz bar is like a chocolate-covered marshmallowy thing. As a Samoan born and raised in Hawaii, I can assure you that the native Hawaiians are not fans of the name or of the taste. Isn't that unfortunate that they get cursed with the Hawaiian name on the pizza, and yet they want nothing to do with it? Wondering if Mark would like an old AB's jersey. How old are we talking, Elran? I mean, you know me, I don't say no to jerseys. The oldest one I've got is that one from my childhood, which, funnily enough, doesn't fit me anymore. A buzz bar is a chocolate, it's a chocolate marshmallowy thing. It's got a B on it, which is why I guess it's called a buzz bar. There's nothing really like buzzy about it. So, yeah. They're not even that good, but they were on special. So, there you go. Hawaiian pizza was invented by a Canadian Chinese man. I feel like I've heard that story before, James, eh? I feel like I have heard that somewhere. Stone Age AB's jersey. Not sure we had the All Blacks in the Stone Age, but it wasn't that long after. 1980s, first test that Hamilton ever played. That sounds like a pretty precious one, man. You sure you'd want to part with that? Girl Guides used to have a cookie called the Samoan. I think it was brown and white layered thing. I think they renamed it. It had nothing to do with Samoa either. Interestingly, April Tui, they still have, I think they still have a chocolate ice cream here called Eskimo Pies. And it's got a picture of like a little person standing in the ice next to an igloo with a woolen outfit on. And anytime Canadians come here, they seem to be pretty offended by the fact that we have Eskimo pies. Like that's not the right term for an ice cream chocolatey treat. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, guys, the main reason for the Hawaiian pizza is because my kid's favorite is the Hawaiian one. There's the second pizza there, which is the one mostly that my wife and I will eat. I will have at least one slice of the Hawaiian one, to be fair. Apparently the name Eskimo isn't allowed anymore. The Eskimo lollies had to change the name. Did they actually change it, though? I feel like I saw them. Schlanger says, I'm Canadian. It's not offensive at all. Some people need to grow up. I swear if you Google it, there's... it's probably a few years ago now, but there was definitely a Canadian who was offended by it. But I guess, yeah, people getting offended by stuff is pretty common. Your kids pick the pineapple off, I suppose. They do kind of. They're really milking the Māori Polynesian aesthetic for money here in France too. I wonder if we do that with much French stuff. Probably. Might as well save the pineapple pizza for my kids and wife. Well, apparently, Sammy, as my wife decided to drop me in the deep end once here on a live stream, she's not even that fond of Hawaiian pizza. What's the score, NZ guy? It is 28 points to 7, and we are about to get underway in the second half. It has just kicked off on my one. I'm at 40 minutes and 10 seconds right about now. Speaking of food, what's my favorite food? Whoa, Sam, that's a tough one. It even rotates, eh? Like when I was in China and I couldn't get meat pies, I came back and binged on meat pies for ages. But there's a few Chinese dishes I haven't really been able to get here that I would kind of crave. So, yeah, I'm not really a fussy eater, eh? I can eat, as apparently, I mean, I eat Hawaiian pizza, so, yeah, I can eat most stuff. Shoulder was blocking the 7. I am in the way. Better door than a window, as my mother would say. Had a prawn pizza once. Very popular over here as well, Sophie. Definitely popular. Gazza nearly shattered my worldview when he said he'd like pineapple on a pizza. I will admit, if I'm the guy who can eat most stuff, my father will, apart from noodles, eat virtually anything, any kind of food. He's that kind of guy when you've got leftovers that you don't want to throw in the rubbish, but you also don't want to put away in the fridge. You just give it to my dad and he'll finish it off. In terms of the rugby, the Crusaders just went 7 phases and then won a pretty useful turnover at the breakdown. So, bit of a momentum shift from the Reds after conceding that 28th minute try. They actually picked up for kind of the last 12. Watch out for this piece of skill coming up, says James. Crusaders are running it back at the Reds once again. What's the worst thing I've eaten? Probably centipede. Was pretty gross. Man, Blackadder, I don't know how many carries he's had, but Blackadder has had a lot of carries. He just keeps on going. Harvey's out on the right wing. Does he beat Campbell? No, him and James O'Connor managed to bring him down. Do I consider a hot dog to be a sandwich? So far, I can honestly say I never thought about it. I never thought about it. Yeah. Oh, that was the bit of skill you were talking about from Sevu Reece where he kept that ball in from touch, James. Yeah, that was magic. I actually missed that on the first viewing. That was a hell of a one. Look out, says South Hawks. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's down the Reds' end. This could get messy. Crusaders line out. They're more than 8 meters out. 7 meters. Oh, it's gone down. That'll be advantage. Big time. McAllister. Cross kick to Reece. Oh, man. Too good. Too good. Isaac says, look up, Mark. I'm at the game. No way. Ellett says, is pasta noodles or is noodles pasta? Get it right and I'll forgive the pizza. I don't actually know. Aren't they different? Are they made of the same stuff? Man, This is yeah, not exactly showing off my general knowledge. If you missed it, Reece scored a great try on the right wing from a cross kick. They had advantage from the maul anyway, and it all came from Reece keeping in a Reds penalty for touch. So he deserves it. Try to keep me up to that. Good man. The bounce was perfect. It's made of the same stuff. Why is the color different? Chinese noodles are more like a white, whereas Italian noodles are kind of like yellow. What's the deal? Update the whiteboard. Yes, James. Thank you, bro. I'm just waiting for the conversion so I know what number to write. But I do need to add that Reece has got another try on the board. That was what? 44 minutes. It's 35 points to 7. Why is white chocolate different to milk chocolate? Because it doesn't have any cocoa in it, right? Primarily, the two are made from different material. Pasta is made from durum semolina, which is a lot coarser than typical flour. Alternative noodles are made with flour milled from common wheat. Yeah, to me, they're different, man. Johan again from South Africa. All good, mate. Super Rugby, the Stormers versus Sharks. Maybe I can flick over to have a look at that game while there's stoppages in this one. Although I don't really want to do spoilers for people, so I will just have a quick squiz and see where things are at in that one. Is that even on? No, it's not even on. What? Thunderbirds versus Fever, AFL Fremantle versus Sydney, Brisbane versus SEM. I don't know who the SEM is. It's basketball, A-League, PGA, NRL, cycling. No, we can't find it. Unbelievable. I can't even see it on the list. Just started, okay. I'll see if I can find it later. Chinese white noodles are made from rice. Wheat noodles are yellowish. I thought Chinese noodles... Well, there's the clear ones that are made from rice, but they've definitely got wheat noodles. They're a different name. James, love the videos on the channel, by the way. What are thoughts on the rugby championship schedule? I haven't even looked at it in full detail, eh? I'll do that as a video during the week. I'll definitely do a proper video on it, man. Definitely. Went and look at the Kiwi lads. It's like listening to radio commentary. Craig, honestly, the guy has a talent. He should get a gig. He should get a commentary gig. Like, there's no way. And he's doing it on his own. Like, at least most commentators have like a guy to bounce ideas off. I mean, he's got the chat, I guess, but honestly, he's very good at what he does. Grant's going to go watch the Stormers, but sticking around here. We'll keep you updated on this game. Hopefully I can watch the Stormers one a bit later. Alex, when do you think the Aussie will next win the Bledisloe? Alex, man, I really can't see it happening anytime soon. It has been unbelievably long time. The Reds have just knocked it on as we talk about Aussie rugby. All right, Johan, man. Good to see you, bro. What are you guys talking about? JP and Ellen and Sophie and Ellen. What's JP said that's so terrible? Why don't we go scroll up? JP. Pineapple on toast. Even I don't think I would eat that. What? think Fleshin, as a Welshman, his idea that he can't sing is kind of like in comparison. Like, I don't know, like he's probably maybe like a bad Welsh singer, but even a bad Welsh singer is better than many, most likely. I would miss it. I don't think I could do pineapple on toast. My son quite likes a banana smushed on toast. He quite likes that. Is Pataya injured? I think so, actually, but I didn't see his name mentioned on the injury list. Is Havili going to make the All Blacks this year, Yuji? I think he has to. Based on his form, I think he has to. Have you heard the Welsh players during the anthem? I admit, during the COVID times, they did get the microphone pretty close to some of those Welsh guys, and it didn't sound that appealing. As a Crusaders fan, getting a wee bit bored of all the winning. I don't know, man. What can I say? David's just been watching the long kick challenge. Oh, I definitely want to watch it. I saw the DMAC versus Lee Halfpenny skills one, the kick and catch thing. That was great. That's great fun. World Rugby should be doing more of that. That's proper social media content, that. Absolutely. Take care, Charlotte. If you haven't seen World Rugby's video on the versus North versus South thing, I recommend them. Very good. Who's been the most controversial ref in Super Rugby history? Steve Walsh can be a wee bit controversial. I wish the All Blacks could play England for a semi-final rematch. It'll happen. Mike Fraser. Charlotte can't leave because of the comedy gold. Yeah. The stream does entertain. Even if the rugby is the Crusaders storming to another victory, there's always pineapple on toast. This is embarrassing, says Stalio. Blues versus Chiefs final, says Greasy. What about the Crusaders? What about the Crusaders? Bryce Lawrence is controversial at international level, right? Was he controversial at Super Rugby level too? Such a funny chat, always. I know, always. Comedy gold is right. Spent large amounts of time in a number of countries. No one worldwide gets bored of their team winning. Yeah, I got to admit, as much as I want to see the Aussie teams win, I don't want them to win against the Blues, and I was quite satisfied to see the Blues give the Tars a bit of a hiding. Bryce Lawrence for me every time. Do we have Bryce Lawrence controversy apart from that incident though? Apart from that game? (2019) when the Black Caps lost to England in the final. If England somehow beat us in the Rugby World Cup, I will hate England forever. Well, there you go, Alex. They did the double over us. They did the double. Yako Piper. What's he done? Bryce Lawrence. Done with rugby. That was a huge influence. Yeah, that was interesting that his career pretty much ended after that game. For the rugby, at 52 minutes and a half, Crusaders feed into a scrum. The Reds are pushing, but it's turning around the corner. Similar thing to what the Crusaders got pinged for earlier, to be fair, but the ball comes out and the Reds do concede a penalty. McCrate gets the penalty against them. Not a happy man. Didn't stay on his feet. I think it was only that misfortunate game for Lawrence. Yeah, I think so, eh? But that kind of defined his whole career, didn't it? Look up 2 senses, Isaac. I'm looking, man. I'm looking. What are we seeing? What are we seeing? England also did a double over Australia in 2019. Oh, man. I didn't think about that aspect, but you're probably right. Crusaders line out. It's messy. They don't seem to mind if it's messy, eh? They still just keep getting go forward ball. Spider cam in the middle of play. Cross kick from Richie to Leicester. He takes it. Man, where's Vunivalu been in this game, eh? Bryn Hall. Someone said hat trick, but we got 2 guys on 2 tries, so I don't know who it's going to be. Will Jordan spins it to Richie. Richie just runs straight through. It's going to be Richie. It's going to be Richie. And it's Richie. That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Oh, my Lord. Richie is just too good for this competition. I think he needs to sit for the rest of the competition to give everyone else a chance. Man. Leicester fine. Ganuku started it with winning that high ball. And then Richie just found a gap. He just stepped back on the inside. It's just so easy. He left O'Connor for dead. Unbelievable. Situational awareness is just massive. Exactly, Shonik, mate. Richie, how am I supposed to find a spot for you? This is your last try, okay? Because I got no more room. That's it. No more tries. No more. Get subbed. That's it. 42 points. And we are only 55 minutes in. Goodness me. On the bright side, the Reds saved JP $50 dues. Indeed. Just gave you a whole bunch of heartache, unfortunately, but oh, there you go. Sorry, Bodie, no openings on this side. I know. Aussie Rugby's on life support. The Force had the best result of the week, looking like it, eh? Oh, man. It's getting messy. Sam likes the away kit for the Crusaders. It's kind of got a camouflagey look going on, eh? They should give the Reds a bonus point out of sympathy. Somebody reset the scoreboard or something. Oh man, the Aussies under the high ball. When I say Aussies, I mean the Reds. Kakana says, please do not let Marco Loosehead ever appear on any streams. Just left the Kiwi Lad stream because he was being an idiot as normal. We get idiots on these streams as well, but I just tend to get rid of them if they're being silly, if they're stirring the pot. So, yeah. Generally, these chats are always pretty good natured. But like I said, don't let that take you away from the Kiwi Lads guy. He's a good guy. I've spoken to him a little bit when we both had copyright strikes put against us. So he's a nice guy. Did I watch the Chiefs game, Greasy? I did, mate. I did. Too good. Too good. How haven't I been removed yet? I see. I've got a thick enough skin to take the grief about the pineapple pizzas. I don't mind that. It's all in good fun. That was right in front of you, Isaac. Where are you? Wave to the cameraman. Wave. What color are you wearing? Kerr and Bosch attempting a 55-meter penalty at sea level. And that's rubbish. I know, Aussie bloke, man. What's going on? Too late for a beer, Marius. What do you mean too late? Oh, is he in touch? just before the ball hits the ground. I think he might be. He nails it, really. Kerwin Bosch. He may not be the strongest tackler in the world, but Kerwin Bosch has got a big old boot. Too late to buy one, Marius. I will drink one on your behalf. Reds even put their best team, no excuses, Ben. I don't know what to say, man. The Crusaders were off last week against the Brumbies. Not saying the Brumbies were at 100% either, but they're not this week. They're on. He's a nice guy, but it's like listening to an 80-minute horse race. Flesh and yeah, and he can do it game after game. Like I said, the dude has a talent. He probably needs to get a broadcasting degree, I guess, because he's got a talent for it. So I don't know how easy it is. I think it's pretty hard to get into commentary, which is maybe why YouTube's a great platform. It certainly gets you to build a bit of experience and get an audience. But yeah. Crusaders 5-meter line out. This could be another try, man. They're mauling it. The Reds pack's going backwards, but only ever so slightly. It's about 2 meters. It's about 1 meter. No, there's no ball over the line. Penalty try. It's a penalty try. Mercy, man. Come on, ref. If the score's 42-7, I don't think penalty tries are allowed. Far out. And McCrate gets yellow carded. Whoa. Goodness me. It's 49. Oh, time played greasy. It's not long enough, like 58 minutes. This could keep going. If the Crusaders don't take the foot off the gas, this could just keep going. Reds should forfeit. Man, 49-7. Guys, this is brutal. Someone throwing the towel. Honestly, John, what? Somebody stop it, please. Craig says, go Crusaders. Yep. Matthew says, predicted score 19-68 or somewhere there. Far out. Can you imagine if they clock up 60 points? Forfeit. Interesting strategy. See how it plays out for them. Yeah. Look up, says Isaac. Again. Don't understand rugby politics. They want to build a sport up but put in geolocks and copyright strikes. Yeah, man, I don't even name my videos like the official competition name anymore because I got struck for that once. It's not worth the risk. What's it going to take for the Aussie teams to get a win? On their day, man, they can do it, but nobody's having a day. Come on, Reds. You need more than one try. Uru gets it to Wilson. Wilson's busting out down the left wing. Get it to Tupou. Oh, here we go. What a try. That's a feel-good try, that one. That's a feel-good try. There we go. Happy days. With the yellow card as well. Maybe that's the secret. The Reds were waiting until they went a man down. What a try from Harry Wilson. All from a kick return as well, basically. One phase. Two phases. Yeah. Just keeps going. He keeps going and going. And Will Jordan is literally just like, and then they both just go. Yeah. He needed to make a decision. Pick one or the other, but he didn't do either, and they both just ran past them. He was waiting for the intercept. Didn't get it. Rugby unions don't seem to understand how to grow the audience. Why can't they? Old games all be on YouTube after a certain amount of time. Exactly, April 2. We love going back to watch the old games. But I think, because when I got the YouTube copyright strike thing, I had to contact, he's got the conversion, I had to contact a third party. It wasn't Sansa, it was like some copyright protection company. So Sansa just outsources it to somebody. That's why they go so hardcore about it, because they're trying to earn their money. It's like, we pay you to do copyright protection, so they go full bore on it. Crazy thing is, Reds players used to play Auckland schoolboy rugby. Yeah, man. Tupou is one of them. He used to play for Sacred Heart. Wilson's deceptively fast. He is a pretty quick Lucy. I'll give you that. Were there any odds on a clean sweep for Kiwi teams for the whole comp? I didn't see them in Flexion. I definitely didn't see them. Isaac says, look up. Come on. Reds. It's a Reds thing, surely. They've got the ball. Maybe their secret to success of playing with a man down. McDermott. Paisami, he's been quiet. Craig says watch up as well. Here we go. Tupou. Takes a while. Him and Reese are having a proper battle, but Reese won it. Got him to ground. McDermott again. Jock. Whoa. Jock Campbell got smashed after getting the ball from the other Jock. Oh, it's a Crusaders turnover. Here's trouble. Turnover ball, and they can be brutal. Chip and chase. No, Wilson. Wilson again over the head pass. Come on. Reds. Like, seriously, you didn't have to wait until you had 14 players to suddenly start playing. What? That was great, because it was like, the Reds are going to score. Oh no, the Crusaders are going to score, but then the Reds were the ones who scored. Crazy. Yeah, Harry Wilson with the little charge down. Vunivalu's the guy who gets the try. I didn't even write Wilson's try on there. Well, at least it's looking a bit better. If nothing else. We're winning this one now. Send more guys to the bin. I know. Yellow card time, and the Reds are up 14-0. It is now 14. 21-49. Yellow card period. 14-0 to the Reds. Like 60 and maybe 62. Let's say 62. It's looking a lot healthier. 14 men Reds, come alive, Craig. That's how it works, apparently. What's the try count? 5-6-3. So they've still got the bonus point, the Crusaders, but one more Reds try and they lose it. I said they called the Reds because they like being a man down. They should be called the Yellows at this rate. Go McDermott. He gets a big old line break up to halfway. The Reds are on fire. Oh, but they've turned it over the Crusaders. Was Mo'unga subbed? I didn't see him get subbed, but you might be right. Bryn Hall's definitely on. Still try so hard for the Aussie teams. Man, and Mo'unga's still on. I can see him there, Charlotte. He's still there. Be nice for them to do well, man. Oh, I better score. Sorry, thank you, love mum. Too much going on too fast. It's 21-49. Thank you. Here we go, Isaac says. Look up. Well, when I'm watching the Crusaders, I got the ball. Reese. Jenkins driving, beats 2 guys, but gets brought down. Moonga, that guy's dangerous. He throws a loose pass. Blackadder's got it. Jock Campbell's trying to chase him down. Can't catch him. Blackadder gets smashed to the ground. Douglas. Hall. Williams. Wilson's got a tackle, huh? Watch it. Will Jordan. Yeah, we don't want this to be so humiliating, April 2. It'd be nice for them to get a few consolation tries. At least, I know this bonus point rule isn't as straightforward, but at least it makes it competitive for the bonus points right now. Holy moly, you're right, Shonik. He brought 2 guys down. 1 guy without the ball. And then one-handed tackle. But Reese, he looked to have scored. But no. How did Wilson tackle that guy with 1 hand and just kind of brought him down to the ground? Amazing. Take care, James, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Wilson tackled too, man. That was mental. Adam Ashley Cooper did that back in the days. Do you remember Adam Ashley Cooper tackled 1 guy under each arm? Like, I know his nickname was 2 Dads. He could have been 2 tackles as well because he did a 2-for-1. Clock is stopped at the moment. One of the Crusaders guys is getting some medical treatment. We'll have to see what's going on. Wilson playing really well. He is indeed. Didn't he take out 3 Saffers, Randy? I can't remember that one. I know he took out 2 New Zealand guys, that's for sure. 3 tries, Reese. How many Crusaders have? Crusaders have got Moonga, Reese, and Grace, as far as I am aware. Udu is having a good season as well. Yeah, you're right, man. Brady rushed the like button. Brady rushed the like button. Like Tom Brady? In the NFL references probably go straight over my head, but there you go. I didn't watch the Sevens Grant now, man. I spent most of the day with the kiddies. And then I went to the rugby. Bonus point under pressure, indeed. Chris says, look up. All right. So far, it's the Reds dominating this yellow card period, but there's only 1.5 minutes of the yellow card to go. Dalgunu has come on. He's coming on for Jock Campbell, who hasn't been all that effective, although Hegarty has kind of struggled a wee bit. Messy line-out ball. The Crusaders end up getting it. Douglas has a big carry. They're 5 meters out the Crusaders. Hall. It's a try. Williams. That must be his first try ever. I don't think I've ever seen him score a try before. Have been watching any of the NHL finals. I only saw the Islanders' first game against the Penguins, and even though that was like highlights, extended highlights, I didn't actually see the game itself in full. Bonus points looking a bit more secure again. It's a try-fest, this game. Shocked the crowd is still there. Indeed. That's 50 points. I'll say 68. And he got the conversion. 56 points, people. 56 points. Do I have an NHL team? The Islanders. Believe it or not. The New York Islanders. Do I watch the rest of this or take a bath with my blow dryer? Just watch the game. You'll be right. Have a beer, man. Grab a beer. Grab a 4X. Crusaders also have a penalty try which is not on the board. You are correct, sir. What minute was that? 58. You're right. The bonus point was never in doubt. Yeah, it doesn't look like a 6, does it? There we go. It's hard writing at that angle. Are any rugby games broadcasted for free in New Zealand? Everything owned by Sky and requires cash. Everything is owned by Sky. There's no such thing as free rugby in New Zealand. When the World Cup was on, there was a different broadcaster that had the World Cup rights, and they put a handful of games on Sky. Not on Sky, on free-to-air. And Sky does broadcast some of the games free, but not live. They'll do replays. That's about it. Can we see 100 points again? What are we at? 77? It's possible, but not likely. Marius likes wine. I have drunk wine on the channel a few times. Our man Alaran is a big wine drinker, so he's got me a bit into the wine. Not that I can appreciate it. I just drink it. Favorite Pro 14 team, Andrew? Believe it or not, my first ever Pro 14 team's jersey was Leinster. So I might lean that way, much to Kakanen's dismay. Do you have Sky Sport or do you stream the game? I have the Sky Sports, what's it called now? Streaming service. That's why it's so delayed. It's not on the broadcast from like the satellite. It's on the streaming service, which takes longer. Reckon a Crusaders team would beat the rest of New Zealand? A rest of New Zealand team wouldn't have the same chemistry, so probably. Probably. A worldie of a try in the Stormers game. If I'm that far behind, it's probably... Is it on? Where is this? I can't find it on the app. MLB, 30 for 30, Aussie rules, soccer, golf, EFL. What's the EFL? Football? Surely the F is for football. NRL, cycling, tennis. That's weird. Usually rugby games are always live here. Kakanen's enjoying the Stormers and Sharks. Good, because this game's a bit of a lopsided one. Packed a bottle of wine. Good man, Elleron. I'll get back on the wines at some point. The wines hit me a bit harder, to be fair. The beers are easier. How much is the Sky subscription, April Tui? I bought the yearly package because it was cheaper to buy it for a year. Oh, big hit from Enron Paisami. I think it was like $400, which sounds like a lot up front, but over the course of the year, I definitely get value out of it. I like the fact that I can watch the games on demand, although only for 24 hours. After 24 hours, it's gone, which is kind of crap. I did see that hit, James. Big one. Another week, another clean sweep indeed. EFL's English Football League. So that's like the championship. Could the Crusaders beat a Wallabies team, Stanley? The Crusaders could beat a number of international teams. They're made up of a lot of All Blacks, although maybe not as many at the moment as traditionally. And yes, Alaran is very kind, supplying me with wine for the ages. It's the championship, right? Makes sense. If the Stormers win, that all but seals the final spot for the Bulls. The Stormers have only had the one win, eh? So the Sharks need to get it done. 73 minutes, 45 seconds. James O'Connor just kicked the Reds for touch. One of the Crusaders guys is down looking a bit... Oh, it's Blackadder. Don't be injured, man. Blackadder's had a bit of a hard time with injuries over the years, so it would suck for him leading into an All Blacks campaign to get injured. $400. It does sound like a lot, Flesh-In. $400, but that's the course of the year, so that's like, what, $30-something a month? So yeah, it's not cheap. I admit it, it's not cheap, but Alaran being more kind again. Here's the money. Oh, here's the money. Here's the Mighty Chiefs to the Mighty Chiefs win and my trip to New Zealand tomorrow. Yeah, man, safe flight. Are you flying? You must have to fly to Sydney first, right? Cheers, man. I have to get a bottle of wine, eh? Or if you're bringing one, maybe I don't. Thank you, brother. Hope the flight goes well. It'll be the longest flight you've taken in an age. So much. Is it just sports or is it the full skies package? It's just sports. April Tui, it's just sports. You pay $25 a month for KO and think that's steep. $33, $34 a month. Direct Perth to Auckland, that's awesome. It's getting unsafe, says South Hawks. Yeah, good man, bring that wine, Ella. As long as you're allowed to bring it on the plane, it should be fine. You're allowed to bring, what, 1 or 2 bottles? Like, I know cigarettes is like 2 cigarettes now, but not that I need those anymore. Oh, the Crusaders have just scored a try through Taylor. It's going to be 60 points. 60 points. Flesh-In pays $70 a month for the full package on Virgin, which includes BT and Sky, so it's probably a lot. I don't know how much it is in the context, eh? Schlang's moving to Perth in April. That includes Wi-Fi, Flesh-In. That's not too bad then. I don't even know what to tell you, people. The Crusaders have just scored again. Will Jordan hits up Strange, who hits the Mataele. Mataele back on the inside to Taylor. I'm bringing a chunk, might be paying duty by the looks. No way. Never paid duty in my life, Alaran. What's the biggest Super Rugby squad? The Chiefs and the Lions, maybe? The Crusaders also gave the Waratahs a hell of a hiding years ago. Years and years and years ago. Man, 21-63. Add another try scorer to the list. 21-63. 21-63. How do you pick your guys up after this one? As much as Tama loves New Zealand rugby, this sucks. I'm with you on that one. Otto says, I wish you could have watched this game in South Africa. I only watched the Rainbow Cup. They didn't even show the Trans-Tasman games. Must be a rights thing, eh, man? I noticed the Rainbow Cup doesn't seem to be on my one at the moment, which is a bit frustrating, although they've shown the other games. Sammy, the Crusaders have cracked 60. Yep, that's what the the Hurricanes did to the Waratahs the other day. But you could accept it when it was the Waratahs, and the Waratahs at least scored 40 points. What do you say about the Reds here? Honestly. Oh, Higgity's just got smacked. The Reds need to get some support players in there. That breakdown they did. Sharks had 103 points. Must have loved the All Blacks versus Tonga in 2019. I went to that game, man. It was a massacre. It was sad. Hopefully the Stormers and Sharks game also is better than this one, because this one's been way too lopsided. This point of the competition, New Zealand teams are competing to see who can get the highest points. That's why, like in my video about the Highlanders, I said they'll be disappointed they couldn't get the bonus point. And a couple of people were like, why are you being so negative to the Highlanders? Because everyone else is getting bonus points, man. It's nothing against the Highlanders, but you need to get bonus points. Stormers and Sharks is cranking. Commentary volume's too high. Man, I've got it so low. Turn it down a bit lower. Watch up, says Craig. Alright, come on. One more to the Reds, surely. Has Dalguna got it down? Maybe Dalguna's got a consolation try for the Reds here. Sky Sport Pop-Up Channel 2 is only available to Skybox customers, not Sky Sport now. That sucks, Simon. But I guess I'm already otherwise engaged. I think they are showing a replay of it, but not at live. That's unfortunate. TMO is going to have a look at this one, Craig. What do we reckon? Has Dalgunu scored? That's weird. They wouldn't. I'm going to complain about that. Why wouldn't they give me the pop-up channel? I'm paying for Sky Sports. I'm paying $400 a year. Or was it Vunivalu? What are they looking at here? Painga Mosa. That's fine. Gets the pass to Lukan Salakaloto, who gets the ball off the ground. No, he doesn't, because Will Jordan gets all over him, but there was no clear release. The ball does roll forward, though. And it was Vunivalu, not Dalguna. Max says, I think it's now become a case of who becomes the first New Zealand team to lose. Yeah, Max, that's going to be brutal for whoever does it. Come on, TMO, make a decision, please. It's getting late. My laptop's running out of battery. Live stream the second half of the Sharks Stormers. I haven't got it. I can't. They don't have it on. It's not on my thing. I can't hear what they're saying. What's going on? Complained to them quite a lot about how this is about the pop-up 2 channel. If it's sports, shouldn't we get all the sports? Don't know. It's going to be a yellow card. Okay. Explain. Somebody. I missed it. Somebody explain it to me. Get on Stan Sports. I do have the VPN. I'm assuming that's because Will Jordan didn't do a clear release. Maybe, because you've got to release the tackler. As the tackler, you've got to release. Everyone had to go for the ball, but wasn't he the tackler? He's got to show some daylight. Game was on pop-up 2. I don't have pop-up 2. What have I got? What have I got? What have I got? Oh, bugger. I just turned the game off. Turn it back on. The Reds are doing stuff. Ref claimed he wasn't on his feet. I didn't think that was a problem. He looked like he was on his feet. Oh, it's a try to the Reds. Consolation try. And it's Brendan Paenga-Mosa. Proper front rowers try 1 metre out. He did release to get his hands on it. Surely, I don't know. He kind of just flopped over it. I feel like they usually have to show a clear release and then go for it. At least most of them try to make it more obvious these days. I thought he was on his feet as well, James. So yeah, bizarre one. They do spend a fortune making all this stuff. Yeah. I know Sky, a lot of Sky's costs would be all the production because they got all the camera crews and stuff. Carl, man, how you doing? It's almost midnight here, actually. But this game's turned out to be a bit of a hiding. One last try for the Reds, pretty much on 80 minutes. Means it's going to be, I reckon, 29-63. He'll get it. No, not 29. Can't be 29. 28. 28-63. Oh, high scoring game is right. JP, I need to charge my laptop. It's on 33% battery and I got no rugby left. What have I got on? Right now they've got the Tour de Finstre, the Giro d'Italia Stage 14, NRL, World SBK, whatever that is, Superbikes, PGA, English football, PGA, NBL, AFL, ESPN's doing 30 for 30, ESPN's doing MLB, and Sky Pop-Up One's got the tennis. That's all that I've got. But anyway, that's it. New Zealand champions proved to be way too much for the Australian champions. Unfortunately, that was a bit of a shellacking. But, yeah. Watch some AFL. Man, I have even less idea what's going on with the rugby. Anyway, you guys all take care of yourselves. None of that sounds like the Sharks and Stormers grunt. I am surprised as you are. Rugby should be front and centre on any New Zealand sports app. Absolutely. Especially if I'm paying $400 a year for it. Anyway, take care of yourselves, guys. If you want to watch some European rugby, it's on in about 3-4 hours. I'll be asleep, but I'll watch it in the morning. But anyway, you guys all take care of yourselves, and yeah, cheers for the chat. I'll see you guys again for another one at some point soon. Take care of yourselves. See you.